So what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Movement6, and before we start, 300 subs. We reached it yesterday. I want to say a huge thank you for that. I can remember it as yesterday. 100, 200, now 300, and it's ramping up quite quickly. Especially the guys from day one, of course. Thank you so much. The guys who are liking it, who are responding to me, and those especially the guys who are reaching out, interactions left and right. Thank you so much for the overwhelming support, and I'm really grateful for being here with 300 subs, guys. Now, today, I want to talk to you guys about the backwards compatibility of the PlayStation 5. There is something weird going on there, and it might not be what we'll hope for. Let's get into it. Now, the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility was already a topic when we first learned that it was in development, right? One of the biggest perks on an Xbox is the backwards compatibility from my perspective, but there was a sole reason that it is pretty hard to have PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games run on a PlayStation 5. The reasons got everything to do with the architecture and on top of that, the operating system and how it works. There were choices made that for developers, it was pretty hard sometimes to develop, especially for a PlayStation 3. So creating an emulation on the PlayStation 5 is difficult. Technically, you can reach it, you can accomplish it. But the PlayStation 4 shows more resemblance with a PC architecture and therefore is better to run on a PlayStation 5, which will build further on the choices made there. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to read through this article, which I got my attention a couple of days ago, and then I'm going to show you some links on the Ubisoft site, and then I will show you what's changed on the Ubisoft side. So this is an article on Polygon. It's an article by Michael McWhirter, if I pronounce that right. It starts out with Sony's next-gen PlayStation will feature some level of backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 games. But PlayStation 5 owners may not get the full 25 years of backwards compatibility they may dreaming of. According to the support frequently asked questions site on the Ubisoft site, the PlayStation 5 will not be backwards compatible with the original PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. To me, that would be a blow. Not the biggest blow, but it would be a very nice to have, this 25 years of backwards compatibility. Sony never promised backwards compatibility for PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games on PS5. That's also true. They never spoke about it, only about PlayStation 4 games. But reports from July speculated about the possibility of a wide-ranging backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5, playable from a cloud-based game library. These reports were based on the patent filings in Japan, which I discussed in a previous video on this topic. PlayStation 5 will support the overwhelming majority of more than 4,000 PS4 titles released to date. Senior VP of Platform Planning and Management, I'm not going to pronounce that, said in March amid confusings about Sony's plans. Several game developers have already pledged to support PlayStation 4 versions of their games on PS5, including Cyberpunk 2077 and Treyarch's Raven Software's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, if you see this link here with the Ubisoft website where this claim was, and you go to that site, it's the transitioning of PlayStation 4 titles to the next-gen version, and the question is, how do you upgrade from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5? The answer is, a part of the next-gen upgrade process, if you click that, you come on the same site but done in Dutch. PlayStations offer a number of features designed to help you move from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. PlayStation 4 players will be able to join multiplayer games with PlayStation 5 players. So that is not really ruling out PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. And the weird thing is, is that this wasn't the original text that was on the Ubisoft line. There was indeed a confirmation that there is not a PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 possibility of their games to run on PlayStation 5. So this has been altered, changed, and something is removed. Now, I stumbled upon this. Ubisoft removes claim that PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility won't be possible for PlayStation 3 and older games. Now, this is an article on Games Radar by Austin Wood, published a couple of days ago. Ubisoft has now removed a line regarding PS5 backwards compatibility support for PlayStation 3, 2 and 1 games from its next-gen support page. It read, backwards compatibility will be available for supported PlayStation 4 title, but will not be possible for PlayStation 3, 2 or the PlayStation 1 games. So they removed that entirely, which only increases the speculation, right? It is unclear why this line was removed, but there are several plausible reasons. The most obvious being that Sony may not have liked it. It's possible that this information is outdated, or perhaps it only pertains to Ubisoft games and Sony wanted the publisher to avoid potential confusion. This is unlikely, but quite frankly, everyone is stabbing in the dark at this stage. In any case, as we've laid out below, legacy support on PlayStation 5 remains a pipe dream for the time being and won't change until Sony says otherwise. Now, there is a reason, a full reason why Ubisoft changed it. Because let's face it, if PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 will not be playable across the board, then why remove it and why was it there in the first instance, right? To be fair, my take on this whole process is that eventually PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 will not be playable on a PlayStation 5. I don't think that on launch, maybe with software updates or any other updates coming in the future, they will look into it. Or maybe they will have some kind of a cloud-based type of architecture behind it. Who knows? But I do not think that from launch the PlayStation 5 will be able to play PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 based on the software, based on the architecture, based on everything that made the PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 great consoles, but difficult to develop on and difficult to run the games on. So PlayStation 4 is a no-brainer, they already confirmed that, and they want a seamless integration between the two. But on the other side, don't make any mistake. Sony believes in generations. They believe in generations to move from one generation to another generation. Their goal is to have everybody as quickly as possible from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5. So there will be a distinction, and my biggest guess is that from launch PlayStation 4 will be playable, maybe not all titles, but the majority of them, and then PlayStation 5 will not be able to be playing PlayStation 3, 2 and 1 games. Hopefully in the future, guys. But on the other side, it does give room for speculation here, and as they said, it is a big dream at this point, but I would love to see it, and I'm very keen to understand you guys. What do you think of it? Do you think it's going to come or not? And what's your take on the Ubisoft removal of the PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 claim to be so boldly saying that it will not be possible to do it? I will be with you as soon as possible with some Rainbow Six Siege, guys. I've been promising for a while. This Sunday I'm in a tournament with the rest of the boys. Pavis, Arvin, Leon and Jack. We're going to do a tournament on Sunday. So hopefully I will create some great content for you guys. And it's going to be my first online tournament with this team and online for Rainbow Six Siege. So for now, guys, if you want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that, smack that buttons and leave a comment. I'm really curious on what you guys think about this topic. For now, this was Movement 6 out.